We
Fell off the
fell.
roof?
We fell. Oh,
Fell further than a roof, yes.
yes, but there was water to stop all. So it's all good.
But she will go ahead and tend your wounds. Your dues will pay for it.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and roll a d10. Doop-a-doop.
Wow.
It turns out most of your wounds are actually just superficial. With just a little bit of ointment and a little bit of bandaging, they'll be fine as long as they don't end up infected. You weren't trolling around in the sewers or in old dusty tomes, were you?
We were.
Ah, then I suppose I'll need to get this out, she says as she pulls out a clear white bottle and just pours what is undoubtedly pure refined alcohol straight onto all the wounds to make them burn the plague away.
Okay, well at least I'm lightly wounded now.
Yes.
Grab me my leeches!
Oh, all this blood you're missing. The rest of it must be bad. Let's bleed the rest of it out of you.
I mean,
We'll use a tincture of mercury.
to be
And
fair,
she'll just sort of like look you up and down as well, Gustav, and go, "Is your nose all right?
yeah, I'm just bled a
You got some
little.
red on you."
Yeah, it's nothing.
Hold
You
up,
know.
hold up. Nope. And she literally forces you into a bed to examine you for any injuries.
Sure.
You are completely uninjured, though, aren't you?
Yep. Completely uninjured.
After of course, a brutal 10 minutes of having your body examined, she eventually takes like a handkerchief and rubs the blood off of your nose.
Thank you.
Well, if nothing else, I think you need a bath. That's my diagnosis for today.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, we do.
So
Alright.
I'm gonna tell Gustav, well, let me know when you're ready to do your thing. I'm gonna go back to the forge and
Sure.
sleep.
Sure.
And
I'm
she'll
gonna-
actually give him a hug and say, I'm glad you came with.
I am glad we are okay.
Okay.
Go rest. You need it.
Okay, I'll see you in a bit.
Alright. The two of you part ways
She
for now, and
Goes
we'll
back to
zoom
the forge
just
test.
just a few blocks down, back to Berthold, and back to Mordrin. As the two of you return home for a brief little reprieve between your shopping, you can't help but notice that the same landlord you've been talking to is just next door. And as he's stepping out, so too does a familiar elf.
Mr. Furley.
Mr. Furley.
Furgly?
Three's Company joke.
Philandir is right outside talking to the landlord, and you can see him exchanging some gold on the spot, just as you had not too long before. And he looks over across the street, across the way to you, and waves his hand straight at Mordrin. Oh, I didn't see you over there. Is this your neighborhood?
It would be Lord Berthold's neighborhood now.
Ah, I see. So he doesn't keep you around here. I guess keeps you out in the shed then, does he?
I stay where I'm needed.
Oh, well, I can imagine it's only a little problem. And he says that with just sort of a shit-eating grin, of course.
He's not a halfling.
But given the sort of lack of enthusiasm on the opposite side of the way, he will sort of return to his landlord to continue his business.
Right, I mean, he's asshole's trying to make a sitcom moment, but We're just like staring at him
Well,
from across the way.
That stare at him.
Morgan's just gonna give him the stink eye for that one.
Naturally. But what are you two going to go off and do with the rest of the day?
I need to go talk to Alice.
Indeed. You head off to Alice to her accommodations, and she's more than happy to see you.
Great. I require you for morning meetings.
A morning meeting?
Yes, down at the park with all the others.
Ah,
I
yes, you've crafted quite a crowd now, haven't you?
Indeed, the labors must continue, as it were, and I require you to be my voice among the people.
I see. And what will I be saying to them this time?
Just the general announcements. I require you to assemble them each morning before work into rows, that they may be addressed in mass, that the word may be spread about certain expectations.
I see. And what would you expect of them?
Oh, simply that they show up for work, they do their work, and that their requirement for maintaining their homes, for being fed and being paid, is that the work be done daily, 6 days a week, with the 7th day being set aside for rest and recreation.
I see. Well, I'm sure they'll appreciate that sort of news. Where should I tell them to gather in the morning? Right outside the stadium?
Yes, beside the stadium, where the work would be done, where they should be already to begin with.
Well, you did put up, your actual hirelings into a variety of common rooms around the city, so...
Right, but the idea is that they would actually have to gather at this work site to work, so assumedly they would be there.
Okay.
I guess
So
at one point, I guess we would have to then say that I would need Alice to go around and inform everybody what the beginning time of work would be.
Right. So you go ahead and, tell her about where everyone is and essentially who is working for you, and sort of the message that she needs to draw, and she seems very understanding of what she needs to do.
Right. Also, they're not spread out all across the city. Most are in, like 5 to 6 different common rooms, so...
Right, but the inns are in different locations.
Right, but I mean, it's not an incredible... I'm asking her to go to 5 to 6 different places at most.
Right. It's not an incredibly strenuous task or anything. It's just going to take a little time and she'll do it. So she'll just need to get up bright and early, go place to place, inform everyone, and get them going.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure. We can take an extra day on this.
I mean, it is already past midday right now.
And I am already in my pajamas. No, I just meant that I would have otherwise have gotten this started tomorrow to address everybody. But if she's going to meet them all in the morning, that one assumes that it would be the next day that people would start to assemble.
Correct.
Right, so then I just have to take an extra day, which is fine. And I guess I can do the search for apothecary tools tomorrow as well.
Yes, indeed.
I guess I do have one other idea, which might be another chance to encounter Gustav.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I want to drop by the Wizards College.
Of course.
Sorry, the name of it is the Guild of Wizards and Alchemists. Hey, ironically, alchemists. I am an alchemist. I'm an apothecary. I'm an apothecary. I'm not an alchemist. That's different.
It is.
Yeah.
This is true. As an apothecary, you might want to very much join this guild so that you are in full legal standing.
Sure.
I mean, law is important.
Well, what was the yearly payment for being a part of the college? Like a gold a year?
I don't know because I know I've like at the time I threw like 3/4 of my money away, but I
Right,
don't know.
because you were barely scraping by and you had to sell a book just to do so.
Well, to be fair though,
Yeah.
you're giving like donations left and right too, so the amount of money you give
That's
to the
true.
thing doesn't really equal how much is required to be given.
That's very true. I think about 10 gold crowns ish.
Well, your
I think
license,
Ted was right.
your license, I think, as a journeyman is 15 crowns. But
Right, but he's not
Oh.
signing up to be a wizard.
Although that's
As
one
far
reason
as
why I'm.
He's not looking for tuition, he's just looking to pay dues.
Well,
so
let's
that he
cover
can
that
buy
when I
stuff.
get there. How about?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's throw that into a conversation piece.
Alright, so Berthold, as you're entering the building, and approaching the secretary, of course, you
And of course, let's not
see
forget that
Gustav.
Mordrin is always there. Mordrin is always
and,
with.
and Mordrin, of course. Mordrin is at your side.
Yep.
As the two of you are entering the building, you see Gustav and Alexa coming from upstairs. It appears they have been, appears they are starting to leave. And of course, you two do notice Berthold.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I've never seen
Alexa,
a.
you've never seen Berthold before, but Gustav has.
it's a well-dressed man who's obviously a noble.
I don't know. Have you ever seen Mordrin before?
No, never.
I don't think Mordrin actually showed up at,
He did not. At that trial? No.
No, because he wasn't employed.
No,
by me
I was
by
thinking
then.
over at Greybelt's location.
I think he's been there before.
I think you sold some traps to someone else, though.
Well, he bought traps there, and I think he bought a buckler there, or was it elsewhere he bought that?
Maybe. Yeah, you may have bought something from there. But I don't think Alexa was there at the time.
Yeah.
Or maybe you were just forging. So maybe you briefly recognized
Yeah.
Alexa.
Maybe?
Maybe you're just like, oh, a customer. Seeing familiar faces isn't too odd. But does any interaction want to happen?
Yeah. Gustav will approach Berthold Osmond and awkwardly say, hello, Lord Osmond, is it correct?
Real quick question. Did you introduce yourself by name before? I don't recall.
At the court proceeding, he would have had to.
Yep.
And does Gustav have a surname?
No, he does not. He's a
Yes,
peasant.
as a lowly peasant and early scribe, you might be known by some nickname or
Yep.
or
Yeah.
perhaps by the place that you come from.
See him walking down the hall giving high fives to people. Ah, it's the staff!
I used to call you Scribbles.
Gus, the
Gustav,
staff!
the middle of the fucking woods. Yes, we named our village the middle of the fucking woods because it's in the middle of the fucking woods.
Yeah, that's basically.
I don't
yeah.
use that name anymore.
It's probably Gustav of Stillians.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Gustav of Walburg, yes. Well,
Yeah, he'll nod and say, oh, yes, Gustav, I believe it was.
indeed. I wanted to say, even though we faced each other in court, I hope there's no bad blood between us, and I respect the decision that the court came up with. I wanted to thank you for the work you've done with the refugees. Heard about it from Belif.
I do not hold any ill will against you, Gustav. I recognize that despite your actions, that you were doing what you felt to be best, and I cannot think ill of somebody who does their best to see that others are served. So, no, I do not hold you in any contempt.
Thank you very much.
I do regret what happened that day, but
Yes.
thankfully justice was served. And as for the people, they were in need and I saw an opening and I took it. So now people are being clothed, fed, they're given work with their hands that they may see the light of day. I mean, he'll pull the jerkin aside a little bit and show the heraldic badge, which his symbol on there is the dove of Shalia. You know, so Shalia's mercy does radiate down upon us all, but sometimes it does need a helping hand.
Well, yeah, it's very honorable of you. So yeah, I want to thank you for that. Not many people are trained to help the refugees. Some cannot, and others would prefer to be rid of them.
Unfortunately, there are many more than are able to be helped with just individuals.
Yeah, unfortunately. But what brings you to the guilds of mage and alchemist today?
By the
Maybe I
way, he
can-
will curtsy back to Alexa. As is his way. I don't know if that's odd, but that's what he does.
She's being respectful to an obvious noble.
Right.
And being...
And Berthold always curtsies to anybody that, like...
I imagine only Berthold has etiquette and might know that it is a little awkward, but nobody's called him out on it.
Yeah.
We don't know enough about
shake
noble.
hands or bow or something, and Berthold is always curtsying.
Maybe I can help you today. Did you need magical service?
I was looking to inquire on a matter of two things, in fact. I study the apothecary arts myself, and I was looking to get some sort of legal writ that I might, practice my goods in good upstanding with the law of Middenheim. Additionally, I've always been intrigued by the magical arts, and I thought perhaps if I had any skill at it, I might attempt to learn it.
Indeed. Well, I can help you with. I can help you with both of that. I can direct you to secretary to get yourself a permit, and I can introduce you to my master to see if you have any magical abilities.
Match sounds quite equitable.
I'm just gonna give a side looks at Bertrand with a magical sun to try to see if he really has any. If he already has any connection to the wind of magic.
I do wonder, is that a thing the magic sense can do? I'm not actually certain.
Well, if he practices magic, I would see it. So maybe, like, if he had, I don't know.
Maybe if he was already a practitioner.
Yeah, but even if he didn't know, like when Gustav started Apprentice Wizard, he didn't know he had magic characteristics. So just checking.
So like a different swirl to the magic realm
Yeah.
around you. Because again, you got to remember that magic sense is like the acid trip that you can't get out of. You're always looking at the world in a like 1970s blue yellow submarine type scenario.
Incense of peppermint, you're looking at wind.
You got it.
So you can sense if a person is enchanted with magic.
Or maybe has a predisposition to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it would be fair to try to identify magical talent with magical sense. So here's the question. Do you have any sort of magical talent?
Well, I mean, that's the hope, isn't it? That's why I'm
Yeah.
here.
I mean, technically, as long as he doesn't have the immune to chaos, he can. Everyone can. And we can always switch to basic career apprentice wizard.
I mean,
All right.
I'm not a dwarf.
Yep.
So, with his permission, you analyze him and kind of try to get your feel, and you definitely think he's got the potential.
You got the touch.
He's just gotta reach out and do it. You could probably teach him now if you wanted, but, well, you know, you never know.
You probably want a master. So yeah, I'm saying, well, definitely, well, in tune with the wind of magic. So I think I need to go check with my master. But I definitely think you could practice magic if you try then hard to learn it.
Actually, yeah, that is a funny thing for Vordran to and Alexa actually mentioned. The dwarf also oddly seems to have a fair amount of potential.
Huh.
Incredibly
That's
weird
weird.
and awkward.
That's weird. Gustav will look weirdly at Mordrin then. Confused. He's very confused.
What is weird, my friend?
What did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
What is weird, my friend?
Do you perhaps own a magic item?
No.
That's strange. You seem to possess an affinity for a wind of magic as well. Maybe that is very rare. I never heard of a dwarf being able to do that. Well, in case, I'll conduct you both to my master, if you wish so.
Perhaps I should deal with the apothecary matters first, that you might then talk to your master.
Oh yes, of course.
Because would not want to bother a master of the wizard guild unnecessarily if he is already busy.
No, don't worry about it. Just go this way and talk to this lady to get your permit. I will get my master in the meantime.
Enters the DMV line.
Ah, yes, of course. And they'll explain, you know, you can easily join the guild if you're just looking to sell your alchemical wares, and that would be just a mere gold a year, as well as a 10% on all of your sales. And of course, you have to follow the guild prices, which are as listed in the book. The guild sets the prices. The guild sets the prices for supplies, for all the things that you sell, for even the tools you were trying to buy, as the people who would have them would also be guild affiliates. Welcome to the world of being in a guild.
I do have a follow-up question, if you might. Just a simple bureaucratic inquiry. How does one keep track of the sales of any alchemist that is in the guild?
Well, we do have a small department of accountants who keep track of a variety of the wizards in the guild, and we do yearly audits.
Right, but this being a city of over 10,000 people, how can you keep track of any sales whatsoever?
Well, if we find any sort of underhanded work by any of our affiliates, they are of course kicked from the guild and will face full legal repercussions. Given that the guild exists at the behest of our Lord Lord Toddy, I can't remember his full name. Toddbringer. There we go.
Yes, Toddbringer. Not a very hard name to remember. It's two parts of the same word.
You always think it's just one, but it's actually two, huh?
Just gotta remember that his old famous saying, you know, that
But
one
yes.
time he got up on stage and said, "He
But
took
yes, the
my
guild
fucking
exists at the
eye!"
behest of Lord Boris Toddbringer, and of course, breaking the rules of the guild is, of course, breaking the law.
Very well. I guess I'll fill out that paperwork.
Okay, so you go ahead and start filling it out, and
Because yes, I can.
like I said, is the requisite 1 gold crown to simply be a part of the guild.
Right.
If you wanted to receive like things like tutelage and access to the library, it goes up to 10.
Well, we'll deal with that when I get done talking with the master.
Yep. No one. Gustav is climbing the steps of the tower.
Where is Alexa?
Question.
Alexa is. What are you doing?
I went back to the forge to go rest.
All right.
I also
You
want to
are
talk with
going home at this point, then.
Sleepy.
Well, also to talk with Greybelt because given the equipment that I now have, I could graduate essentially to be an artisan of my own. So I might have to
Indeed.
move out.
Are you taking the smithing tools as well? I think Gustav was looking at them.
Yeah, to dread them, but
Well,
if you want.
we can. I'll hold on to everything for now. We could figure out what you need to do. So, but yeah, they're good quality, so they're worth a lot. So it would get a lot of the equipment I need as well too. But there's more than enough room for some other additional tools. So I was running the numbers. But anyway, yep, she's gonna go back to the forge, say to Greybelt that I'm okay, and pass out.
He will look at you as you walk in, as he's like trying to make supper. And he'll look you up and down and go, "Oh my God, what happened to you? You look terrible again. All these bandages. This was that Gustav fellow's fault, wasn't it? I'll kill him. I'll get him for this. How dare he do this to you again? I told him once. I told him 1,000 times. Don't put you in danger. And here he is again. And he's just reaching out to like the junk pile he has in his house, looking for like a sword and shield. It's like, where's the shield? Where's the shield? Damn it! I sold it off.
No, it's fine, Master Greybelt. It's fine. He was helping me.
It's hardly fine. He says he like slaps a metal helmet with a horn on it on top of his head. I'll show him what's what.
No, don't do anything rash. I need to get some rest. But yes, I'm fine. We're fine. Everybody's fine. How are you?
He'll like stop his like rampage for a second and like reach out for a blanket from the pile, come over to you and just like put it around your shoulders and like take you down to the couch. Like just sit down. Just try to rest for now.
Okay, thank you. You're very kind.
I'll take care of everything. I'll take care of Gustav.
It's not my fault for once. Don't try to clear up my name.
So you're gonna like actually try to stop him, or
I'll say no. It's not Gustav's fault. It's don't worry. It's fine. He's okay. I'm not mad.
What happened to you?
There's Ratman, and well, I don't know if you recall the elf, but the elf is he's gone. He's dead, and I've recovered his bow to confirm that, and I'll show him the elf bow.
Terrible business.
Yes, and in order to escape, we had to go through a drainage pipe into a dwarven stronghold. By the way, do you know anybody of the Stonebreaker clan?
I'll go ahead and change his name to Stonebreaker now, because that's what we're remembering it.
Or whatever it was. Yeah, Stone.
I think I did like Rock Smasher, so now it's
Rock
Stonebreaker.
Smasher. Yeah.
Rock
That
Smasher.
sounds
No,
cooler.
yeah, Rock Smasher is stupid. Sorry, it's a green skin name, not a
I
dwarf.
agree. So it is now Stonebreakers.
Stonebreaker clan.
Stonebreakers. And he'll like rub his chin a little bit. The name sounds awfully familiar. Sounds like an old clan. And I'll kind of like go over to his pile of books, which is separate from the junk pile. And he'll start like fishing through it and come take a book over, sit down on the couch with you, and sort of start opening it up. Stonebreaker, Stonebreaker. Ah, yes. I believe it's native to this to the Midlands.
Oh wow.
Yes, not necessarily affiliated with many of the other holds or kings. Made its way over here. Says that they were a small family of some sort. Ran some very strange businesses. Something about bringing people in to see things in their cave. I don't understand how one has this sort of business.
Yeah.
What do you do bringing in people from the outside to just look around? How do you make money off of that? It says
Well,
they had some fine foraging down there, though. And he sort of runs his finger down the books. But nobody seems to have had contact with them since, quite some time, it seems.
oh, so their family's extinct?
Well, I suppose missing.
Hmm.
But
Well,
you tell him about the hold itself, right?
yeah, I'll tell them about the hold and the danger that's inside of it, and the ravine, and it's a nice place to set up a little clan hold, but
Ooh.
it's horribly dangerous.
Well, I suppose that answers one question about whatever became of them. I suppose if they had any relatives left, they'd probably be distant. I can only imagine the whole family used to live there.
Yeah, it's a shame to see that happen, but they got sealed in. I don't imagine unless there's another part of the family living elsewhere.
Well, I suppose I could ask some associates if any closer relatives happen to still live within the city. Perhaps they might wish to know about it.
Yeah.
Though, given what you've said, I don't know if anyone wants to go back down there.
Well, I'm going to be perfectly honest with him and say, so while we were down there, um, it looks like everybody had been killed, and well, I'll show him the tools. So I'm not
Kind of
trying.
like eyes open wide a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, you found them while you were down there."
Well, the problem is if the family shows up and they say, I'm stealing from them, it's their property, etc., etc. This could get ugly. I don't want it to get ugly.
Oh, it could. He says he kind of looks at the tools and looks at the marks on the side, which are clearly the family emblem.
Mm-hmm.
But I suppose if you told them about it, they might be willing to part with something something. Ooh, this chisel, this is real nice. As he says, he like goes over the tools very greedily.
I'll say the armor pieces I want to keep for myself, but
I don't suppose you happened to have seen the forge while you were down there, did you?
yes, it's down there. I saw it.
Ah, fantastic. Heard it ran on oil of all things.
Yeah, I think
Burned
that's
fantastically hot and almost instantly too.
yes. It was broken. We couldn't light it up, but it did look like that was the situation. Yeah.
Ooh. Now what I want to do to have a forge like that? Well, there's no way I'm going down there. And I doubt anyone left alive knows how to build one of those right now. Not in this city, anyway.
Well, if we can ever get down there, we could always disassemble it.
Who has the books? I think Gustav has all the
Gustav
books.
has the
Yep.
books. Yep.
Yeah, all the engineering books. So you mentioned it's like, oh, if only we go back down there, and he just sort of nods. It'd be a dangerous expedition, but if we could clear it out again, oh, what a fantastic time
Well,
that would
if
be.
it's a defensive location close to the city, I'm sure it would be a very profitable place too. But
Yeah. Skavens up, Skavens
yeah,
down.
no kidding.
Murdering statues abound.
But there's a good reason to go back. It's one of those things. It's like the silver mine where it's like, yeah, that would be good too, and that would be good too, and
All right. So for now, you go ahead and rest with him over stories of dwarven holds and how so many others have just always fallen, but at least this one didn't fall to Skaven.
it didn't.
All right.
Mhm.
So let's zoom back over to the rest of the party: Gustav, Berthold, and Mordrin. So, what were you lot all going to
Well,
do?
specifically, Gustav was talking to his master.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. You go up to talk to Eisen.
I knock and open the door because I know he's looking at the telescope. And Master, I'm
Alright.
back.
Not now. I'm
You
looking
you
at my
knock on the
books.
door, and when you enter the room, he appears to be standing on a table, with his arms outstretched, with a variety of metallic instruments in his hand and several stuck into his hair. And he appears to be trying to stay perfectly still. And he sort of turns his eyes to you without trying to turn his head. Gustav, is that you?
Yes.
Good, good. I need your help. If you could just lift my arm over here in this direction, if you could just pull it a little bit back.
Sure.
I'm trying to attune myself to the aether here.
All right.
Alright, so you reach up and help pull his arm back into like a bit of an awkward position and hold it there. And you can see like all of his hair suddenly just stand on end all at once. Ah, there it is. And after a moment you see his like eyes glow as he casts some sort of spell. And once it's done, his hair falls back down and he chooses to relax and hop down from his table. Ah, so what can I do for you?
Well, we have Noble Lord wanting to learn magic, and he seems to have some talent for it. And his dwarf companion is magical. I don't know. He has something weird going on.
Oh, no need to mention that.
Dwarf with
I know,
magic.
Well, we're not there.
Yeah.
Uh,
So he
Unless
just,
that
like,
was
rubs his
unless that was an out of character note. Don't mention that.
Sorry.
Yeah, he sort of like rubs his beard a little bit and go, could he perhaps be attuned to the Dwarven rune casting?
Maybe.
There are a few dwarves who can manage it. I've never seen one myself.
And stay up here tonight because I found an artifact and I need to study it.
An artifact? What did you find? What have you been up to? You look absolutely terrible. You have red all over your face.
Yeah, another. Go to the sewer. We fell deeper, and we found whole dwarven hold, stone breakers hold, and I found this, and I'll show him the gem.
He like takes a look at the gem and seems almost utterly astounded.
No, right?
What is this?
I intend to find out.
It's clearly of some high magic, but
Apparently
Why-
it was found here. It was in a cavern on a pillar. I have a sketch of it.
let me see. And he like takes a look at it, and he stares deeply at it and seems intensely curious. I have no idea what this could be. This is fantastic.
No, it's great.
I think I know what I want to do with this sketch. Research. I believe
But
the
yeah,
library downstairs might have plenty of reference. Maybe we could
Yeah.
find some of the Elven books.
yes, master. But right now, there's someone wanting to be examined by you.
Oh, yes, yes. And he just sort of like waves his hand as he like holds the sketch in his other. It's like, tell him the whole spiel. Tell him he can learn whatever he wants, that we have only a few of us here, yada yada, you know. And he is making his way towards the door and the stairs now. It's like, this is so exciting.
Yeah, master. It's a noble. It's a
Just
noble.
tell him what the fees are. You remember what they are. They're on the desk.
All right, I guess I'll take care of it.
And he wanders off down into the rest of the building, into the library.
I sigh and go back to Hartman and his dwarven friend. Well, I'm sorry, my master wasn't available, but I am, and I'm qualified to teach you some magic if you're willing to start some tutelage into the College of Magic. We have a standard fee of it. Every 10 gold crown you earned, you have to give one to the College of Magic. That's a standard fee.
Indeed, and this is true of your apothecary position already. So as a guild member, you've already heard this part of the spiel.
Right, but that's only in relation to actions taken as a course of act as a representative of the guild, correct?
For the College of Magic, I'm afraid not. No.
That was
who
a
wants-
character out of character. That was an out of character question.
Ah, all right.
Good question. I mean, because this, by
Would
the
that
sound of it, it
fall
sounds incredibly
under?
broad, and like any money you make, including like your huge arena now. Though
Yeah.
I think I would definitely say it would be in the terms of things you do that are magically related.
Or as a
That is my general
representative of
impression.
the guild? Like if
Right,
I
if-
Well, the
learned if I
apothecary?
learned magic and did magic to the effect of the guild, any money earned in that manner would then be taxable.
For
guild.
magic character? For pure magic or for the apothecary?
Right, like my interpretation of it is if you became a member of the guild and then you went like mining and you sold off like a bunch of gold, you wouldn't have to pay that gold for mining. Maybe the mining guild might have a jurisdiction on that.
If you're a mage, technically, any source of income, in every 10 gold coin you earn, you have to get back 1 to the College of Magic. Otherwise, they send them magic. They I don't know what to call it.
Right, but
But
you,
the
mage
you
goes to
understand the
characters.
problem there being that a noble being taxed for everything does not compute.
Yeah,
Nobles
yeah,
are
but
also
still.
part of a number of guilds. That they tend to be the heads of guilds.
Right, in which case then they would have like no money because they would be taxed sideways. They would be 50% of their shit would be gone.
Yeah, that's how the college fund themselves. They take every noble that can, they tax him like everybody else.
Right, when
Alright.
it comes to nobles, you have more, with other guilds, you have more, say over where the money you're putting in goes, so it's effectively you just investing in your own business.
Might
In these terms,
I-
though, it's more like you're a
going
low-level
going back
guildie,
in
which is a
character real
complete-
quick. Might I see a written description of these terms?
Yes, but just so you know, it's once you have completed your training and want to learn the law of magic. As an apprentice, you won't have to pay that, but if you want to progress further than the apprentice level, you will have to. But yes,
Right.
it's in the Imperial contract. We all are subject to it. I'm sorry.
I understand, but one understands then that if I were successful, that such things would be in my future, so I can only step forwards knowing that my intent and the future that you describe would then be one and the same.
Yes, I can find with the guild and the Imperial contract. I'm afraid I don't have the rule. It's all go to Waldorf, but sure.
Right, because I would like to, I don't care, I would like to see the Imperial contract and apply my knowledge of law to it to find if any loopholes.
There were some on Eisen's desk, and the front desk
Yeah.
does have some copies.
But yeah,
Right, but with my knowledge of law being what it is, I would like to try and find some loopholes.
There are probably none because they're very, very heavily worded, and the mage want their money.
Yes, but you're describing a very draconian system of laws designed to keep people in a certain place, right? I'm from the
The only-
nobility. We invented that shit.
They don't really care. But the
No, I'm
only-
saying that if you're trying to oppress somebody with laws, we're the ones who came up with that system. So if somebody could find a loophole, it should be one of us.
No,
All
the
right.
only loophole would be if you were a non-imperial wizard.
Well, again, that's for Griff to tell me.
Alright, so
Sure.
what specific loophole do you want to try looking for?
I don't know. if I
Well, I mean,
knew
like, what is-
literally,
what
if
is
you gave me a
objective?
paper in front of me, like if there was an actual document that had the wording of it, I would find one in a minute.
Well, that's the thing. Like, what is your objective that we're going to roll for?
Well,
Use
basically-
legalese to your advantage.
Yeah, well, that and the fact that what we all already described before, that if I'm not using magic into the purposes of anything, say in my normal everyday life, if I'm not using magic, then I don't pay
Mhm.
the fees.
You consider a mage every day.
I
It's like,
I
once
understand
a-
that, Gustav, but you're coming at it from the legal side of the guild. I'm
Right.
coming at it from the legal side of a noble. You're describing how
So-
things are. I'm trying to describe how I want them to be.
So, go ahead and roll me some legal and give me like a minus 20 because it's ill-used and very hard to find them.
Can I apply schemer?
Perfect.
So -10 then.
And you aim for an extra +10.
Well, no. I have -20
I know, I'm
with
joking,
a +10.
I'm joking.
Ah, well, I tried.
You try to find a loophole, and the furthest you get is that the guild basically isn't just magic. It does operate as a very general guild for any property holdings that the guild itself owns. Hence why I say Eisen has a silver mine.
No, see, I understand what sorry, Emmerich. You're not arguing with me in character. Arguing with me.
No.
I understand what you're saying. That once you learn magic, there's no telling what magic or what parts of the magic source that you're using affect your life anymore. You could literally be using it every day for every little thing. So I understand where you're coming from.
Though,
Yeah, because even if you change, like if you go from wizard to a priest, you still need to, you're still considered a wizard, and you still need to pay. It's a very fucking shitty
in order to
system.
use magic, while you don't find any loopholes, it is plainly clear that you could pay the guild to learn magic and to use magic in the city, and then stop paying and not be a part of the guild and not use magic and not have to pay.
Right, but then you'd be illegal and be hunted. So
Yeah,
the law is very.
Well, that's the thing. As long as you don't use magic, you're not illegal.
You
can
are
still
illegal because the
be
same
one.
description we've already described before is that
Yeah,
once
no,
you've learned
you are
magic,
illegal.
you're always magical. It's you're an apostate basically.
a dark magister.
You're a
it's
pot
called.
sticker.
Well, unless of course perhaps you got married and left your wife in charge
I
of
think
your
there is
estate.
some wiggle room to quit the guild and retire, though, isn't there?
Oh no, you can. Once you're wizard lord, you don't have to pay anymore. But that's all.
So literally, your only way out
Hmm.
is
to
direct
the
lining
top.
it to the top.
Yep.
You go from one to done, whether by death or by promotion.
Right.
But yeah.
But no, I'm trying to like indicate a wiggle room position of you might still be on tap, but you would not be a practicing wizard. Essentially, you would not be like in the guild doing duties and owing dues, but you would still be on register and forced to go through extra legal things to specifically be a wizard in the city that is known.
There's none. When once you're in, you're not. You only are to have with if you go up a state.
I think what
Maybe
he's saying
I'm-
is my knowledge of law would give me that wiggle room.
Maybe you can maybe try. Yeah.
Again, noble. I
Well,
do have.
as we all know, though, you know, the rules for the rich and powerful are different from the common man. So
Indeed,
you know,
there
I'm
might
sure
be
that-
extra documentation you could find elsewhere.
Maybe, but
that you could try to
mages
go over.
mages have a special status. They're feared, and if they come from every background, and they're very, very heavily restricted because, hey, they have terrible power and they might be chaos. So
Yeah, but
you
at
can
the
also
same
make
time,
it so that the noble mages don't have to pay quite so high taxes. There
Right,
might
so this
actually
might
be an
something I wanna
exemption
mention
through
on
the
and, like,
emperor or something.
research more like outside the game so I can bring it back.
once you
Well, I
master,
know
feel
there
like I was
is
reading
a-
the sorcery book and had a different understanding.
yeah, there is a specific part of the sorcery book about all of this. But I haven't gone
when-
through it myself.
what parts? Magic.
Yeah,
There's a part that just like indicates like how the colleges work, what all their legal things are, and each individual parts of the colleges too.
yeah. There's a whole
Yeah,
chapter
interesting.
on the legality of magic in the sorcery book. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I read
Also,
it.
like what each of the colleges actually does, like professionally.
Yeah, I read it. It's
I mean that's fine for you, but the rest of us still have to read it.
yep.
So I'll have to go back over that again. But I guess short to say, for now it seems like yeah, if you're in, and you're paying. That is as
Not
far
right
as
now.
you can read.
I can begin to make you learn a basic spell. But once you are powerful enough, you will need to pay a gold fee of 40 gold crowns to enter the College of Magic proper.
you're saying, and now I would have to pay 40, or at what point would I have
Not
to
right now.
pay?
At a point, if you want to go above petty magic, which is a basic form of magic, essentially once you get too dangerous for the dangerous.
Are you
When
saying
you get
that?
a bit too powerful for the witch hunter.
Are you saying that? That's. I'm sorry. That's a chuckle moment there. Once you're too powerful for the witch hunter, which witch hunter? Are you
Which
saying?
hunter are we talking about here? Hey, am I right?
What don't? Are you saying then that I could learn petty magic without having to pay dues?
Technically, yes, but you will.
What
Unless
falls under
you-
the purview of petty magic?
Oh, I will. Well, that I will teach you if you want to, but
You have a
minor
book for that.
minor spell, really. But be assured, if you're not technically part of a college of magic, or technically an apostate, or how is it called, an edge wizard, and you might face issue with witch hunter.
For petty magic, the one that you just said was
Yes.
okay.
Yes, for us it's okay. You don't have to pay right now if you learn petty magic, but we do not control witch hunter, and we don't really have a choice on the matter.
I feel like Bertold would smile at that and say, and indicate over to Mordrin. Say, yes, I don't control witch hunters either, but my good friend here might.
Well, thing is,
Casually in the guild go, yeah, I'll beat up the policemen if they come.
if
That's what he's here for.
I know.
most apprentices are taught basic magic to go and gather some money for their tutelage in the college. But if you want to learn or to be an apprentice, I can write your name in the registry. So technically you won't have to deal with witch hunter, but you're expected to join the college later.
Well, I could certainly add my name to the list then, but we will have to see about that future.
Well, I'm here if you want to learn it.
Very well.
I mean, right now you do have some affinity for the wind of magic, but it might be some time before you learn to cast your first spells. It depends on how much of a good student you are. No offense.
Of course, I am always eager to learn new things.
Very well, then. I can certainly begin to teach you. As for you, excuse me, what was your name again? And he will turn to Mordred.
Mordred Sunbones.
Yes, Mordred Sunbones. Are you perchance a rune smith?
No.
Huh. Very weird. Well, maybe you should look into it.
Perhaps, though, the job I have now is quite fulfilling.
Oh, I have no doubt. Well, what do you want, Lord Outmont? Want to?
What do you mean?
Well, I sense that you have some issues with the College of Magic, but you still want to be trained.
I have no issues with the College of Magic. I already gave you my acquiescence to adding my name to the register.
Very well, then I'll be able to teach you the basics of the Winds of Magic.
Yes, this petty magic that you've already spoken of.
Yes. Well, Gustav will search into his bag and produced the first book you ever read on magic. So, his first grimoire. And
Touch
he
it
will...
and gain
Ah,
insanity.
yes, How to Summon Demons by Granny.
No, not this one.
That
I
was the
don't
one
have it.
that was the one Lash had.
Yeah, that one's gone. That one's gone forever now.
I don't know. Did Alexa loot it?
Didn't take it.
It was on his body at all times on a strap. Watertight.
Well, guess it's in Skaven hands now.
Awesome.
And you will give it to Bertrand.
Alright, I'll take the book.
If you want, I can find us a room to practice meditation and reading if you have any question. If you want to
I
begin right
was
now.
taught to read at an early age.
Oh no, yes, of course. I meant some of the specific are quite requires some knowledge of magic, so that's what I was asking. If you want to have your first session right now, we could certainly do that. Or if you want to go back tomorrow, it's at your leisure.
My tomorrow might be otherwise filled. I do have time today, though, so perhaps that, yes.
Very well. Then I'll ask you to follow me. I guess your friend?
My companion goes where I go.
Yes, I guess it's fine.
He's technically not learning magic or casting magic, so
Yep.
nothing necessarily need apply to him.
Yeah. So Gustav will find a room to practice and begin lecturing Bertrand in way of magics.
Alright. That seems like a good point to kind of end off the day and, honestly, maybe the session.
Sure.
Just
Everyone has gone home to rest and recover.
before
Berthold
that,
and Gustav are becoming closer acquaintances. Everyone has been warned of terrible, terrifying things, and I have a number of plot hooks I can set up.
Before that, Gustav will.
Yes, I saw
to...
part of your message, so let's go ahead and handle that too, I guess.
Yeah, but before that, while he trained Berthold, he will ask if he mind if he cast his fortune. Read his sign. His astronomical sign.
I mean, I already know what my sign is, but sure.
Yeah, it's to seal future. So, what's your sign?
I am on the star sign of the drummer.
All right.
I mean, I can tell you my doom if you want that too.
Star sign of the drummer. Saint Ringo.
Academic knowledge, astronomy.
I get it.
No, you don't know my star sign.
Yep.
Which, I mean, my star sign very much does fit a noble.
I guess. Oh, I can bluff an answer. All right, so
yeah, but I could probably see through you. See to the
maybe.
real you.
Yes, I know.
Like, you can identify his sign, but you don't really get insight out of it.
Yep.
Yeah, try to bluff me.
Nah.
I mean, there's also the fact that I know my star sign, so...
Oh no, yeah, it's required to learn, it's not to divine your star sign, it's... I ask your star sign and try to cast your fortune.
I don't know what that means.
He basically throws some bones out, and they kind of all stand on edge and don't actually roll anything.
Nope. It's, I have a star shot, and I need some silver, and...
Oh, if they all stand on edge, it means I get telepathy. That's a Twilight Zone joke.
Alright.
Nobody, okay, okay.
I actually did get that one where it stands on and then it gets until he knocks it over the next day.
Yeah.
But yeah, you try to cast his fortune, but his future seems cloudy and murky, and it's hard to tell. It's like it's changing.
Huh. Alright. So yeah, and then I guess the things I sent to you we can do off camera. Just a prep up. Aside from the application tools, I really want them.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and just roll you a quick gossip check for them. I think we already covered that they are common, so you're basically just rolling flat gossip.
I mean, I'm part of a guild.
Are you doing this today, or is this the next day thing?
This is the same day, we'll say.
Damn it.
Yeah. So, like,
I was saying,
yeah,
because if we were doing this during the next day, me and you could just both go at the same time. Because
yeah.
again,
Right.
my gossip is
Here's
literally
my agreement.
66%.
If Gustav succeeds, you can go ahead and get yours too at the same time, Berthold. Since undoubtedly you've
But
indicated
he
you wish
doesn't
to get some
succeed,
too.
so...
Yeah.
But I was saying my percentage chance is 66%, so...
Oh, I was scrolled all the way up here and missed it. Ah, there it is.
If we had
Yeah,
if we went together, odds are better.
Yeah, well, do that, but I
Yeah,
cannot.
you come across the same people where it's like, oh yes, Berthold was here earlier, and while we're waiting to hear back from our friends.
Sure. Can we get them for next day? Or
Right.
I really want to go to Master Wizards.
I would say literally, if I had just won 10% more, would have found it.
We'll handle the next day next session, but I'm going to go ahead and advance the day right now just so that we know what's going to happen next time.
Wait.
There we go. Day has advanced. It is day 6 out of 7 of the week.
That Morsleb is not moving at all.
That is
yeah.
right. It is
But-
very, very
By the
slow
way,
moon.
Where is my magic rune on my body? Where is it?
I don't think we determined that at the time, did we?
No.
I mean,
We just
it's-
determined that it happened. We didn't determine anything else.
Hold up, let me find someone to, like, hurt you real quick. Here's Victor.
Oh, let me punch him.
Your left
it's-
leg.
Wow.
Front or back?
Alright.
Inside or outside? Is it like the back of the thigh? Is it on your calf? Is it on your knee?
Yeah, let's go with the calf.
Inner thigh?
Sure.
I think that makes sense.
Outer thigh?
You got a tramp stamp.
That's
Yeah.
not on the leg.
No, that's not on the
I'm
leg.
joking.
I mean, it appears anywhere you want. It's a gym choice. So,
Yeah.
calf.
Okay.
Yeah, we said we'd determine later. We never did.
Oh, and just because I said I was gonna share this later, here you guys go. Here's the full picture.
Oh, a gemstone.
But of course,
it's a chomp.
I cut it off and turned it into a
Ah,
completely
yeah.
different creature.
A chomp with a gemstone mouth.
Yeah.
It is duly terrifying, though. Just jeez.
Nah. It's pretty, but it's less threatening right now. Like,
It's weird how I didn't see any of that in that picture.
Right,
Like I
because
see where
cut
you,
the most-
yeah, I see where you cut it off, but I saw like the gem mouth as like the head, and like the eyes coming off the side, like it was some sort of weird.
I was thinking it was something like this.
That is definitely closer to what its actual shape is, probably. But zooming in on the mouth was definitely the best option.
Look at him.
He's so
So
friendly.
smiley.
He's fun.
Yeah.
Real Men in Black moment there. It's like, why'd you shoot the little girl? It's like, oh, well, the monster over there is just smiling. That one's just sniffling, you know? Well, this girl, she's up to something. Alright, so, Gustav, the other part of your plan also goes down. Victor is on it.
Yay.
But that is all there is to that, I think. And next time, we will go ahead and go into events and see what becomes of all this information and magical training.
So the question then is, how much XP do we get?
I'm gonna toss out 150.
Yay! I can advance to artisan. Yay!
Yay.
Can't, because some gym won't let me have my peculiar tools.
I think I'm going to take seasoned traveler.
Next time we'll get all
Oh,
the...
you're not switching to apprentice wizard?
Not off 150 experience, no.
Oh.
I'm filling out the. I'm completing my my career.
Right.
Well, so for the sake of brevity here, Alexa has about 150 gold crowns worth of equipment. and
Mhm.
tools, including the apothecary tools that Gustav needs. Is it possible with Greybelt to dispose of the tools in terms and then get the equipment that she needs back? Because
Basically do a trade for tools.
right, because he knows people, and I'm sure because I need locks,
You're part of a
trade
guild.
tools,
He's
chest.
part of a guild. Everyone knows each other. I'll just go ahead and allow that.
Right. So at some point, maybe a couple days, but the apothecary tools will be delivered, I'm sure, to the Mages Guild for Gustav.
And then suddenly, it seems very
Yay.
awkwardly tomorrow, there's suddenly a supply of apothecary tools out of the market, huh?
Wow! Yay!
The mysterious hand of the market moves.
Yes.
Alright,
Good.
so
I have a
what
bunch of
all should
equipment
I
now that
write
need.
down here? Gustav has a geode skull with him. That is magic. He also has the high magic gem with him. Berthold and Gustav are for alchemy tools, and Alexa just put them on the market.
So now I have a plus 20 to speak languages.
It's pretty good.
Well,
The
I have.
apothecary. Well, the smith tools are the ones I put on the market. The apothecary tools ones we purchased for Gustav.
Oh, so you purchased it?
Yeah.
Ah, so I have them.
Yes, that's what I meant. Like the
Yes.
smith tools. The smithing tools were the ones that I wanted to get rid of because I have armorer's tools and smithing tools. So the smithing tools are of good quality, so they're worth 150. The apothecary tools are worth 50. So part of that 150 are apothecary tools. So she would arrange to have them be delivered.
Good.
So yes,
So it's 100 to switch carrier, right?
the basic.
Yep, I think it just add all, isn't it?
200 to go to an advanced.
Okay.
200.
But any basic career to exit into is 100.
No, it's
Oh.
100 per career.
Wait.
So long as you
Yeah.
have all the
Yeah, all the
trappings.
stuff.
It doesn't matter if it's advanced or not. You can't start as an advanced career. That's the only thing that advanced is thing.
Right. Yeah.
I now speak Reichspiel and Kazalid, whatever, Dwarven,
Dwarf.
at
Yep.
84%.
Excellent.
Yeah, I speak dwarf too.
Native.
We all speak dwarf now.
Oh, you
Think
speak it
so.
now?
Hey, party language, yeah.
Yep, I sure do.
Speaking
Right,
at
I'll-
84% just probably means you know all the weird, 10-syllable words.
Well, I mean, I feel it probably means I speak it like a native.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Because, I mean, you get, a starting language and you don't even speak it at 100%.
Yeah, all the commoners are, missing words and misspell everything.
I can have a conversation with Ark's character with words in his language he doesn't understand.
Gosh, how do, all the peasants in, the Thief game speak? I'm trying to, get their alliteration right, but, they're constantly, doing, this weird ye old English accent all the time. I can only imagine that's how, all the peasants at, 20 and 30 talk.
Ye old peasant.
Exactly.
Golden tongue.
But let's see. So I've got my notes down here. Gustav has the Geode Skull. Gustav has the High Magic Gem. Berthold and Gustav are looking for alchemy tools, and teaching magic.
Well, he's not anymore. He just got some.
Yeah.
I'm the only one still looking, but thankfully, I mean, I still have greater than 50% chance of finding him.
Right, you definitely will.
I would have found them had we not decided to use Old World Armory.
Let's see. Mordrin has been possibly ID'd as a ruinsmith, which is cool.
Cool.
First.
Not true, but cool.
Yeah, I'm not true, but
True.
cool.
Not true, but hey, people are like a dwarf with magic potential. Hell yeah. Berthold has Alice going and setting up the meeting. Volunteer has moved next door. I'm just wondering if there's anything else we need to keep track of.
Landlord will only let me stay there if he thinks I'm gay.
What?
It's funny because
yeah,
Emmerich
you
doesn't
can't
know what Three's Company is, apparently.
Yeah. Let's see. Bailiff has been
Knock on my
duly
door.
informed. People are looking for the... What do we say their name was? Stonebreakers.
Yep.
The Stonebreaker clan family about their hold. Cool.
I mean, Morton's last name is kind of almost there. The first five
Stonebone.
letters. Yeah, the first 5 letters of it.
Yeah.
Very
Maybe
similar.
he's descended from the dead people. I mean, I don't know. Well, no, you know, Stonebreakers. Well, the survivors changed their name to Stonebones to represent the dead that they left behind. Wait a second, they was filled with a crypt full of dead skeletons. They are Stonebones.
Yeah, what do you know? It was actually a poor translation.
No.
These texts were translated by an idiot.
Alright, so I got plenty of these looks, and I think I want to write it all. Item. A bleeder. Oh, stretching. Oh, it feels so good. Alright, so any extra thoughts or concerns or anything you guys want to say?
I'm
Fun
kind of
times
surprised.
on
I managed to escape so easily from the statue.
Right. I went with. There's like a variety of mechanics I could have gone with, like, say, you know, increasing willpower checks to see if you keep your eyes open or something. But I wasn't certain, like, any encounter would necessarily even last that
Mm.
long.
We weren't planning on killing it, but
Hmm.
or with a
And
Wind Blast.
technically, as far as you know, you still haven't.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's not. But yeah, Wind Blast is Bay.
Oh yeah, it's really good. But I figured it had pretty good concealment chances anyway, but you have really good perception because you're smart
Yep.
as hell.
This is not.
Very smooth. But it did have a penalty for when you were looking straight at it, which I figured would be most appropriate. But if it ever left your view, it would have a new chance to ambush you.
Yeah,
But
but that's what it did basically.
yep,
When we
it did.
were,
It tried to reset it up in between encounters, and that went
I-
pretty well for it. It just didn't ever hit. Oh my gosh, it was so
I
close.
nearly got one of my link crushed by the gate.
Nearly got grappled. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been fun. That was actually nice and
Yeah.
climactic, I think.
Yeah, no, I loved it.
All right, and now we have plenty of things set up from it, and you actually got 2 magic things.
Yes. One useless and one maybe useful.
Yeah, slightly useful. We'll see how terrifying it ends up being.
Yeah.
I gotta look into high magic and stuff and see, can I make this worse?
I mean, basically, high magic is out of question for humans, so it's super powerful stuff.
Oh yeah. Hey, take a whole extra magic die in a roll. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
I mean,
Hey, wanna
I-
roll 6 dice on your your magic? Sensual
yeah,
come, we
yes,
promise.
please. Wanna become a demon when you first fail when you encounter Singe Chaos? Yeah, sure. It's fun. Get sucked into a chaos realm. Love it.
Alright, so I'm gonna take a quick break, get some water, and then pop over for vampires.
Same.
See you in a bit.
Take care.